Hi guys, it's me, Dimension Battles, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the Forbidden cards. That's right, so I made a brand new archetype for my game, and I call them Forbidden cards, so they're in red card sleeves. So if you don't know, usually let's see, let me get one of my cards out as an example. So usually my cards are in blue card sleeves, like we have this card right here, that's in a blue card sleeve. So I usually use all Ultra Pro Yu-Gi-Oh! Size blue card sleeves. Video's not sponsored, I'm just in case you guys want to get it. But there were red card sleeves on sale, so I was like, ooh, I should try getting red card sleeves. So I call these Forbidden cards. So how the Forbidden cards work is normally when you have a deck, you shuffle the entire normal deck. But for Forbidden cards, when you would shuffle it, so instead of, let me get all these cards I made for set 11 as an example. So when you get all your normal deck, you would grab your Forbidden cards and you shuffle it separately from your normal deck, and you put it at the bottom of your normal deck, because the Forbidden cards are really overpowered, and they would always stay at the bottom of the normal deck. So even if there was a card that made you shuffle your deck, the Forbidden card would still stay at the bottom, because it's like a separate deck category. So you would shuffle the main deck, but you would still keep the Forbidden cards on the bottom. So the Forbidden cards are really interesting because they're very overpowered, and the reason why they go on the bottom of the deck is because you have to wait a while until you can eventually draw them. And I might make some normal cards that have abilities that allow you to draw Forbidden cards from the deck. I think that could be pretty interesting. If there were some cards that say you can draw a Forbidden card, draw from the bottom of the deck instead of drawing like you normally would from the top. Anyways, hopefully that makes sense for how Forbidden cards work. So for the first Forbidden card, we have Stage 1 Ice-type Defiant Penguin. He has 100 power and 200 defense, and you can summon this card to your opponent's field by using their token. I actually showed this card in a speed art already, but you guys didn't know that was going to be a Forbidden card. And the next Forbidden card we have is Wasteland Survivor, a rare card with no stage, because the effect says this card's stage is the same as the current game stage. So this is a really cool ability because he has high power and defense, and he can be summoned out like as a stage. If you get him as stage 1, you can summon him really early on. And there will be cards that like to draw from the bottom of the deck, like normal cards that I'll make that'll be support for the Forbidden cards. And yeah, I think Wasteland Survivor, I really like the way the artwork came out for him. And I originally drew this this scarf as bright blue, but then I cut over it with a gray to make it look a little bit darker and more like he was like a Wasteland Survivor, like he's in the apocalypse. And he has this tattered scarf and this coat on, and even has a glove on his hand and little broken goggles. And my idea behind this card is he was originally a normal guy, like an adventurer, but then what ended up happening is he got stuck in the wastelands and time aged him, and he has no idea how old he really is, which is why his stage can change depending on what the current stages of the game. And he's a no-type card, which makes him a really interesting Forbidden card. Then the next and also I like the way I drew the little creases on the jacket. Just appreciate it a second. It looks cool. And then the next Forbidden card we have, and the final one for this video, is Decoy. I love the way Decoy looks. So Decoy is a stage 1 rare with 0 power and 800 defense, and its effect says your opponent can only attack this card while it is on your field. So that's why it's called a Decoy, because as long as Decoy is on your field, your opponent cannot attack any other creatures, and he's one of the first cards with 0 power. So my entire idea for this archetype is that all these cards kind of break the game. So in some way, the Forbidden cards do something that I would never make like a normal effect for a normal card, because there's usually certain rules for cards. So the Forbidden cards kind of break those rules and kind of change the way, or change the dynamics of the game. Because that's why Decoy is the first stage 0 to ever exist. And I love the way I wrote the C on Decoy. I showed the card to my mom, and she was like, ooh, I like the way that you wrote that. And I was like, oh, my pencil really just slipped, but it came out kind of cool, I guess. So anyways, I wanted to make Decoy look like this cool little fire guy who's like trapped in fire and forced to be a decoy, which is why he's surrounded in chains, which I think the chains came out so cool. And you can see the chains breaking away there. And I drew little lines with my pen to add tiny little details that made the card look even better. Anyways, these are the 3 Forbidden cards that we have for the game so far. The next video I'm going to be showing even more Forbidden cards for my game. And if you guys did end up enjoying this video, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Bye guys!